This episode of Behind the Video is brought to you by the Independent Media Network. The Independent Media Network helps journalists and content creators create their own jobs by building sustainable online businesses. If you're an unemployed or underemployed journalist or content creator, visit imnct.com for more information. Hey everybody, Lon Seidman here, along with Tim Street. Hey Tim.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going well, going well. I'm going to be coming out your way tomorrow. And Goldie Chan is joining us, and she just found all of these crazy faces you can put on.
I don't know what you're talking about, Lon.
For those watching the video, we use a lower third app on Google Hangouts that just got integrated into a larger app, and now you can replace your face with other faces depending on your mood. And Goldie is she hasn't had the same face like twice now, and she's clicked on about a dozen of them. So lots of fun on Google+. And you're watching Behind the Video. This is episode number 32. So we are moving along here, and we finally got our website up. So if you're watching live, you can join our chat room at behindthevideo.com/live, and that will get you into our live broadcast page, so you can follow, chat with us and follow along. We're trying to get better at marketing ourselves. We've been doing okay on our own, but we're going to do some better work that way. So what's new this week? Well, I picked up one of those Wii U's. Have you guys heard of the Wii U? It sounds like a bathroom thing.
Yeah. Do you need to go to the restroom?
Yes, but I'll wait till after the show's over.
Okay.
All
right.
So
well,
you get this thing, by the way, and it's there's two versions. There's the deluxe and the basic, and they're pretty much the same, except the deluxe has more memory. You plug it in, and then you have to wait like 5 hours to get the stupid thing to work. So my suggestion is, if anyone has kids that are dying to play with this thing on like Christmas or Hanukkah morning or whatever, get the update done first, because they're going to really hate you. You're going to ruin Christmas if you have to wait for this update to download. It's like between 1 gigabyte and 5 gigabytes. It's a huge update.
Ouch.
And for a lot of folks on slower connections, it could be a problem. But what it does have is YouTube. So you can watch YouTube on there, and it's very much channel driven. It's not... It makes it very hard to find videos. It's mostly giving you a big block of channels by topic. Machinima Prime is up there with their Battlestar Galactica show. The video playback quality was a bit jumpy, and it wasn't just bandwidth. It was just, it looks like it's not processing the video properly for the screen. So was not as smooth as it is on my Apple TV or on my iPad, but kind of a neat addition. And I think they're really trying to push this much the same way that Xbox is being pushed now, as kind of a video platform as well. So kind of a neat thing. I haven't really had a lot of time to play with it, because I spent most of last night configuring the stupid thing. So I have an article up on cttechjunkie.com that details the whole process of moving your old Wii to your new Wii. And it is not a fun
That just
thing.
sounds so wrong.
It does sound so wrong.
And Lon, one of my friends works at Netflix, and he's been asking around. So have you tried the Netflix experience on the Wii U?
I'm sad to say I haven't yet, but I will. I jumped right to YouTube first to see if I could find my stuff on there, and I wasn't able to find it quickly. You know, what are you going to do? You Google yourself, you YouTube yourself, and you Wii yourself. But sorry.
I guess you can't Wii other people, can you?
No, but you do have a Me, and you can now put your Me on the Wii online and share your Me with the whole world. So, but speaking of Netflix, moving on. Speaking of Netflix, here's some breaking news. If we had a jingle, if only we had a jingle. There must be a jingle in there, Goldie.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay, hold the phone.
I'm going to.
By the way, this Google Hangout toolbox has jingles in it too. All right. Well,
Is that good?
I think actually this is apropos for Netflix shareholders, because they just landed a big deal. They just landed. This is this Hangout toolbox is a destructor of productivity. Netflix has landed a huge deal with Disney Studios and is going to give them exclusive rights starting in the year 2016, off in the future.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. But they announced it immediately. They're going to get movies from Disney before HBO or anyone else does. So this is kind of a big deal. I'm sure it's costing them a fortune. But they're going to have and this is according to LA Times Entertainment section, they're going to have first dibs on Pixar animated films, Marvel superhero pictures, and and other things about 8 months after they are released in theaters, so pretty close to the video release timeline. And they're going to get non-exclusive streaming rights to older titles like Dumbo, Pocahontas, Alice in Wonderland, all of that starting now. So there is some stuff that people will get on their Netflix stream pretty much right away, and that's good news for
So
Netflix.
how long do you think till Disney buys Netflix?
You know, that could be right around the corner. Maybe the amount of debt that they're going to acquire and trying to make this deal happen might be a backdoor way for Disney just to buy them outright. So it's a big deal. And what's interesting is that the pay channel Stars, which Netflix had a licensing agreement with, which gave them a lot of cool movies to put on, that deal is done, or it's about to be done. And Stars had that agreement with Disney prior, and now Netflix took it right out from under them. So karma can come back to bite you. So we'll follow this one, but we'll see if Tim's prediction is true, if Netflix will be owned by Disney by the time this
Before 2016.
before 2016. So keep your eyes out there, and we'll see where things go from there. So that's our breaking news. Thanks for listening to that. Broadcast shows this week. Zap to It from TV by the Numbers, zaptoit.com. Top 5. Dancing with the Stars, number 5, 16.2 million viewers. That's a lot of people watching people dance. So do you watch that show, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely. I usually wake up in the middle of the night with like, oh wait, no, that's a nightmare that I don't actually watch it. I'm sorry.
What, Tim?
So, and as Goldie's faces keep changing, let me ask you, Goldie, did you watch the Big Result show?
I did not, no, but now I will have many sleepless. No, I won't.
Okay, well, the result.
That's number 4, right?
That is number 4, and the results show had 16.7 million viewers, and the winner was a reality star who used to be a cheerleader, so she had some dancing acumen to begin with. So, it's kind of like the Olympics now. You can be a professional and still participate. So I kind of like the train wrecks more than the professionals dancing.
You know, that dancing stuff has really taken off. I know someone who left Disney to start they're now like the chief marketing officer of a dance company that's doing videos online.
Really?
So yeah, so
like how to dance kind of stuff, like instructional.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's, I got to get my head around what all they're doing, but there's just so much interest in dance, and if you drive around the LA area, the dance studios have really come back because of these dancing shows, and it's not something that's really in my repertoire at the moment, but I do see a lot of people who watch that show and then they go out and want to learn how to do all the moves.
I don't know, for our viewers at home who are maybe listening to the podcast who can't see Tim's amazing mustache, I think that mustache would really match a foxtrot. I think you should really learn that, Tim.
Yeah, I should
put a tux on him.
Yeah, I should definitely go ballroom dancing with this mustache. Tango.
That is cool. Well, that is really that's something. I didn't realize it's becoming such a big thing. See, I had one dance performance in my entire life, which was my wedding, and I managed to accomplish that without stepping on toes. And
never again.
Never again. It was all set.
Did you have a body double on?
I should have, but it wasn't going to work. It was out of the budget. So, but I did okay. So and I lived through it. So one day, if I'm after we reach podcast fame, maybe we can all go on the show and show our prowess.
And speaking of fame, Lon, you had told me to mention this on the show casually, so I will. But one of the things I do is nerd out on social media. And because I nerd out on social media, I actually got sent these by Clout.
Oh, look at that.
A couple of free cameras to kind of look at and film some stuff on. So
you can do like helmet cam dancing with those.
Yeah, so I could do helmet cam dancing. So I could technically kind of trail behind Tim Street as he's dancing along and film it all.
I haven't ever gotten anything that cool from Cloud. I got like a canteen from some science fiction show or something, but and a compass. And this stuff shows up, and it comes in this package with all this like it's supposed to look like hay, like somebody just grabbed it out of the grass. And I had like all this fake hay all over my kitchen. It was horrible because like I was like excited, like, ooh, maybe I got something really cool here, and it was more like the Ovaltine scene from the Christmas Story. So,
yep.
Clout sent me a one of those boards, those whiteboards that you write on, and it says "Don't throw yourself away" on it. They gave me that.
Hey, it ended up in Goldie's apartment. How about that?
How did that happen? Oh my God!
I stole it from you, Tim. I ran away with it.
So Goldie has for those listening, Goldie has a whiteboard with a lot of inspirational words on it for you to follow. So fascinating stuff there. So continuing on with the television, though, Big Bang Theory, number 3 at 17 million viewers. So more people are into geeks than they are to Geeks Dancing. So I'm all for that. NCIS, once again, number 2. And number 1, as always, with 20 million viewers, NBC Sunday Night Football.
Not for long, man, because football season is coming to an end.
It is, and all those viewers have to
January.
go somewhere, right?
Yeah. Where will they go?
Who knows?
Well, maybe not hockey, right?
Probably not hockey, although I love hockey. We used to have a hockey team in Connecticut, but we just have an
You know what I
team.
think they're
Everybody.
going to go to is they're probably going to go watch Duck Dynasty on
Yeah, what is this Duck Dynasty
A&E.
thing? These are the guys that make the duck calls that they're like really wealthy, right? Is that what this show is about?
I think it's about duck hunting or duck.
So I was
I'm
on
just imagining that 2D pixel duck hunt game where you shoot at the thing that
Oh
flies.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Or the old Nintendo game with the dog that
Yeah.
laughs at you. So I was on a plane and they were advertising this on the Southwest magazine. So it's a big show for A&E. Almost 5 million viewers on cable. So that's not bad for some guys with beards that shoot ducks. The How the Grinch Stole Christmas on the ABC Family, I think is the channel, the family channel, 5.4 million. That's a great Christmas classic. That and like the Charlie Brown Peanuts thing, and there's a great iPad app.
Yeah,
So
those are good.
I'm almost thinking of watching that just for the heck of it, NFL regular season game on cable, number 3. The NFL Network, 7 million viewers. The Walking Dead mid-season finale, the ratings keep climbing, 10.4 million viewers. What a great show. Are you into that show, Goldie?
I watch it occasionally, so I'm actually not like the crazy avid fan, but things are getting interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
You gotta like catch up on Netflix or one of those deals. So
Yeah,
awesome
I'm catching
show.
up. I'm catching up.
And zombies are like all the rage now. So Tim, are there people?
Oh,
like,
it's about zombies? Oh,
yeah.
no.
They're all the rage. It's just it's a zombie show, and it's like it's funny. Like, just about every game on the iPad is a zombie related thing, and it's all
Well,
like if you
you know,
put
it-
zombies in, it becomes successful. So
It's even migrated to the U.S. military. Apparently, they just got caught this week, or it was leaked that they did a joint training exercise where the bad guys were zombies, and so they had to defend themselves
Really?
against zombies. And I think the idea was just to make it fun for the people who were doing the exercise. It was all the same things that they would do in whoever the bad guys were.
Right.
But just for the heck of it, they decided to dress up the bad
To
guys.
make them
as
the
zombies.
undead.
And apparently people didn't like that so much. A couple watchdog groups are really upset about it. So you can't even be politically correct if you're using zombies.
yeah,
now.
right.
So,
They're already dead. It's not. So it's
Yeah.
the
no,
dead
we're
already.
not allowed to use Middle Eastern terrorists because that's politically incorrect. So we'll do zombies. Oh wait, no, we can't.
Nope, can't do that.
That's,
They look like
Racially
people.
incorrect too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
respecting the dead. Even if they're walking and trying to eat your brains, it's still not going to work.
Speaking of The Walking Dead, I hear there are some Nielsen news.
Yeah, so Nielsen is revealing what we all knew already, which is that TV viewers, and this is according to news1130.com, are no longer couch potatoes and becoming more active watchers. And I have to say, I think people were active watchers all the time. They're like my wife is always telling me to shut up when we're watching TV together because I'm always asking questions. But
That's active.
so now what I do instead of ticking her off is I blow
Tim,
up
that's
my
interactive.
interacting.
That's right.
So rather than annoy her with my stupid questions about the show I never watch, I go on Twitter and just kind of get the answers and interact. And apparently a lot of other people are doing that. 1 in 3 people who use Twitter, which is not the whole world, but a lot of people do. 1 in 3 people that use Twitter, according to this article in June, sent messages at some point about the content of television shows, which is an increase of 27% from 5 months earlier. And that was before the Olympics, by the way. So it's certainly a two-screen world out there. And I think that's part of Nintendo's strategy with this Wii U is that your controller has a big screen in the middle of it with a touch screen on there that you can type on and do some interactive things with. So we talked a lot about second screens. We had a whole special topic show about it, but it's kind of neat to see Nielsen recognizing this, and it'd be interesting to see if they try to relate these conversations into their ratings and rankings. Are you hearing anything about that, Tim?
Yeah, there is a lot of chatter going on in the marketplace about the whole second screen and Nielsen's C3 and C7 and how that's going to play out. So, there is research that says that some shows don't get watched for 15 days, but they do get watched, and a lot of the network executives want to get credit for those shows being watched. Now, whether or not the commercials get watched is another thing, and they're going to have to get watched, or you're going to have to pay for the programming. One of those things are going to happen. So, expect that as you watch your content on these second screens, you're not going to be able to fast forward through the commercials. So that TiVo-like fast forwarding is, I do believe that's going to be disabled on a lot of second screens. But you'll to get the great programming, you got to pay for it one way or another.
Right. So either you pay for it through your attention, or you pay with out of pocket. And a lot of people have been paying out of pocket for some movies here, and I think our top 5 looks just like the top 5 last week in the movie theaters. And number 1 still is this Twilight thing, which I know nothing about. Goldie, enlighten me. What's the deal here?
I will tell you.
Why does it make so much money?
I will spoil this story of the last movie because I sadly actually know it. So what happens is, in this movie, Bella, who's the main vampire, main character, who's a human girl, actually becomes a vampire. Ooh. And so there's a transformation where she puts in red contacts and suddenly becomes a vampire.
And what about the zombies? Are the zombies in the movie?
There are no zombies, sadly. There are only vampires and werewolves.
Okay, well, that's close. I mean, there are people converting into other things, so that's close to the mark there. So that's number 1, by the way. Number 5, Life of Pi, up to $50 million. This is kind of like one of those award movies, right? So everyone kind of appreciates it but never actually sees it.
Yeah, here's what I've been told, is that it's more than just a guy in a boat with a tiger.
And that's all we know, right?
There's a paddle too, probably.
Yes, he's got to get around somehow.
I hear the visual effects are stunning and that it's a really, really good movie. I just haven't gone to see it yet. I'm kind of hoping it shows up on my doorstep from FedEx this week.
Ah, that's right. You guys get those screeners.
Probably will.
I did get. Oh,
you did. So Skyfall is out there.
Yeah.
Now, when they give you those DVDs, are they all like, you get all the surround sound and everything too, or is it kind of just like a lower audio track on there?
That's a good question. I mean, I just watch them on a rinky-dink DVD player. I mean, I don't have a home theater set up, and DVDs. Like, the only time I watch DVDs pretty much is this time of year. Yeah. The rest of the year I'm doing Netflix.
That's my path too. I haven't put a plastic disc in something in a while. Lincoln, number 4. I'm really eager to see that. Rise of the Guardians, number 3, and that's that Christmas movie that looks a little too much for little kids. But you saw that, Goldie, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was adorable.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe for very little kids, it might be a little scary.
Because the trailer looked like a little intense. So...
Yeah, I think they're trying to skew it more towards adults, and in the way that Pixar appeals to adults and children. But I think this might be a little they're still figuring out that formula.
Gotcha. And upcoming for movies this week, Cheerful Weather for the Wedding had the most attention on IMDb. It's about a young woman fretting upstairs in her family's country manor on her wedding day, fearful she's about to marry the wrong man, and then her fiance and former lover are downstairs waiting for her. So,
is this like a soap opera? It sounds like
a formula
Life to Live, or yeah,
it's a formulaic thing that happens all the time. So that's coming up this week. But there's some interesting stuff out there with Google being asked to censor. The movie studios are asking Google to censor their own films, and it seems like this is like automated DMCA takedown requests gone wild or something, because Google announced that they will disclose to the world who is asking to have content removed from the search engine as part of their transparency report. And according to TorrentFreak.com, it looks like a majority of the requests are legitimate in most cases from the studios. But what's happening is that the studios are often having their own content delisted from Google because these automated filters they have looking for stuff is flagging their own content as well. Does that make sense?
Say that again.
Okay, so kind of like YouTube with that content ID thing. So you're a movie
Right.
studio.
Yeah.
You've got a Facebook page for your movie, and
Right.
you obviously want that to be on Google because if someone's looking for
Sure.
whatever that Twilight thing is, and then they
Yep.
go to that, and then great, you get all the stuff in there. But
Right.
they also don't like that movie being available to download on a rogue website somewhere. So they have all these automated bots that say to Google, take this off your search. And apparently the stuff that they want people to go to is also getting caught up in that mix. And it was kind of called
Yeah.
Goldie's face looks very, very concerned about this problem. So I think they've got to trust their computerized systems a little less and maybe do a little bit of work on that. So
Yeah.
that was interesting. New Star Trek movie. Goldie, now you're a Star Wars. Are you a Star Wars person, or are you not into any of this science fiction stuff?
I like it both, but I haven't seen the
She
trailer
likes
yet.
the costumes.
I like the costumes. Tim's so totally right. I haven't seen the trailer teaser yet, but I saw my Twitter stream definitely blazed up with everybody really excited about it. Have you seen it yet, Lon?
I did. I watched it this morning. It looks not like Star Trek. There's very little images of ships and stuff. And the Star Trek community, as you can imagine, is a little up in arms at the moment because they don't know what exactly is happening here. You know, we're going to have this grand, optimistic view of the future or an action movie, and debate is running wild, although people are reminded that Star Trek II was a very action-oriented film that also was true to the Star Trek genre. So, J.J. Abrams didn't let us down the first time, so let's see if he can keep that going. But you can definitely find that new teaser trailer up on there. And Tim and I will remember this because these are movies from our childhoods. The Terminator coming back again. Now, there's been like 2 Terminator movies that I consider the real Terminator movies, 1 and 2.
That's
The rest
not
of them,
my childhood. My childhood's Lone Ranger, man. That's coming out this summer. Gore
is there
Verbinski.
really is a Lone Ranger coming out
Yeah,
too?
Johnny Depp.
Wow, bringing back all these old characters.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
So, but on the Terminator, there's 2 new Terminator movies now being developed, and we've already had like Terminator Salvation, a failed television series, Terminator 3. Once James Cameron left, and it all kind of went downhill. So let's hope that doesn't happen to Star Wars. But I don't know if we'll see. This is from denofgeek.com, by the way. I don't know where Jason finds all these sites. Jason Perrier is our producer, who just had a birthday, by the way. But
Happy
the
birthday,
big question.
Jason!
Happy
we
birthday. Wait for it. Wait for the soundboard. There's no happy birthday.
No, that's a copyrighted song, so
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we'll see
right.
what happens. So it looks like Terminator 5 is the movie is going to be called. May actually have Arnold back in it again too. He needs some work these days. He's got a lot of bills to pay for various reasons. So let's move on to YouTube, if we shall. This week, top 5 is number 5 is Batman versus Sherlock Holmes: Epic Rap Battles of History, Season 2.
YouTube opened up their studio this week.
Oh, did they? How did that go?
Yeah, it was a big party they had there, and lots of YouTubers. I didn't make it there, but it's a great facility, a lot of green screens, high production value, and it's available for YouTube partners to schedule time there and make better quality stuff.
Now, what constitutes a YouTube partner now? Because they call me a partner, but I don't think I am a partner.
Well, you should contact your rep.
I don't have a rep,
Yeah.
so does that mean I'm not a partner?
No comment.
We'll have to
I think
figure
Tim
that out.
wants.
You should talk to 50 Cent. You should talk to 50 Cent.
He lives right here in Connecticut, so maybe I'll check in with him and see what he says there. So we've got so that's interesting. So we'll see how that comes along. So maybe they'll produce the Epic Rap Battles of History Season 3 there. This was kind of neat. It's Batman and Sherlock Holmes rapping. 50 Cent is the number 4 video, a Vivo video. Those tend to really dominate, right? Music videos. And it's him and Eminem and Adam Levine. There's another one right after that from Vivo, Will I Am, Scream and Shout, featuring Britney Spears. 13 million views on that one. The Amazing Anamorphic Illusions by Brustpop, 14.6 million views. And that is, some nice viral video there. And then this one was all over network television this week, was the extremely scary ghost elevator prank in Brazil, where people are getting their pants scared off of them. And
that's a TV. It's from a TV show, hidden camera TV show.
they're going to give somebody a heart attack doing that.
Oh, it's great, though. It's so funny. They get in an elevator, and the lights start flickering, and then they totally go out. And while the lights are out, this scary little girl dressed in a white gown with scraggly hair, and she's holding a baby doll, and she's got a white face. She gets into the elevator with them, and then they close the hatch door, and then the lights come back on, and everybody freaks out. And then they scream, and then she looks at them, and she screams. Awesome.
What is it with with pale girls that freaks everybody out? It's like, your little girls are usually the cutest things in the world, and then for whatever reason they're also horrifying.
Yep.
Goldie, can you shed some light on this?
Having been a little girl once.
Did you scare people?
I think I did.
Yeah, but you did it on escalators.
Yeah, you got to do it in the elevator. The elevator is the key to the whole thing.
I don't know. The escalator's pretty good. You can scare a lot of people. People are scared of escalators.
That's true. They're afraid of getting their shoelaces caught. So maybe that might be more practical. So,
well, next time I'm in an elevator with somebody, I'll try to turn on the emergency stop and then freak the living bejesus out of them.
Make some havoc there. So YouTube sent me an email. I don't know if you all got one, but I got an email saying that they're going to be changing the interface a little bit. And
Google puts my YouTube emails in the spam folder. So.
Oh, that's effective.
Yeah.
I liken changes on Google to trying to change things in a small town. Like, everybody is against it, and so they sent out this email very early. It seems like, to kind of head everyone off at the pass. And they're going to change some. And Goldie's already shaking her head no. She's not into this. So they're going to change the guide on the YouTube homepage to be more current and make subscriptions more meaningful. This is their words. It will eventually appear everywhere on the site, as well as on mobile and other devices, helping your subscribers see all your new uploads no matter where they are. So that's a change that's coming. The second item is your video takes center stage on the video viewing page. So by moving all the video information and engagement below the video player, the cleaner experience will encourage extended viewing. That's the second item. And the third is they're making it easier to subscribe with enhanced channel recommendations. So perhaps you'll get recommended.
Do not share this email. It will invalidate your partnership. What?
There goes my $20 a month. And they didn't call me partner in the email. And what's really funny, though, at the end of this thing, by the way,
Lon is having partner envy right now.
I am having partner envy because I have so much I want to share, and I have nobody to share it to. And this is what really frustrates me. Is at the end of this email, they tell you how important feedback is, but they don't offer you a way to deliver it. And if you hit reply, it says no reply at youtube.com. So it's I'll just vent through here. And I love YouTube. I mean, we all do. It's like the greatest thing since.
Yeah, but they save so much money not having to answer stupid questions.
That's true.
Yeah.
There are a
few.
few.
A little sad, but sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Yeah, once you figure out how to start doing, say, $150,000 a month on YouTube, they will call you and ask if there's anything they can help you with.
So it's kind of like being the high roller at the casino, right?
You got it, man. It is exactly the same thing.
I need to review more Wii U's on my gadget platform there, so we'll have to play with that. So we've got some other related news. Now we do a topic of the week every week, and we have been seeing some really great interest from viewers on Tim's free advice of the week. That's what we should call it. So we have some things that are changing here. Before we get to that, though, I need to talk about my app of the week. And my app of the week is actually the YouTube app for iPad, which just came out. Did you all see this? I guess you haven't. So
what is it? Say that again.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, I downloaded it on my iPad.
The new
Yep.
Yes.
And what's great about it is, at least for us as creators, is that it will play ads. So if you have people...
I didn't see any ads. I see them on my
iPhone
yesterday, And on my iPad, I downloaded it, and I didn't get any ads. And I played Phil DeFranco's stuff. I played some of my stuff. I also had problems searching with it. Like I just for the heck of it, I typed in French Maid, and French Maid TV didn't come up. And I was like, And then I typed in French Maid TV, and the only French Maid TVs that came up were ones that had been pirated and stolen. And so now I have to go.
Now you got to call your rep.
Spend some time and go claim those videos as my own. But I thought the interface looked really cool, but I didn't see any ads, and I couldn't find the content I was looking for. And I was like, whoa, wait a second.
Because on the iPhone, it'll play the ads. Maybe the iPad version isn't playing the ads yet. I thought it worked the same on both. Because I was watching a couple things on there, and it was a skippable ad, but nevertheless there was a pre-roll that ran. But I still prefer that app I recommended a few weeks ago called Jasmine, which is a really really cool YouTube app. So check that out. So our topic of the week this week. So now Goldie, I know you must have subscribed to the Daily on the iPad, right?
Not yet, but I will.
And you won't. And no, you won't. Not after the 15th.
It is. Uncle Rupert is shutting it down. So he's not making any money. Close it. So you are not going to be able to watch that, read that daily anymore. 99 cents a week wasn't enough for them. So it is going away, and it kind of begs the question as to whether or not subscriptions are the way of the future or an effective means of publishing. On a related note, before we get to Tim's thoughts on the topic, there's a company called 29th Street Publishing that was just featured on the Neiman Labs site, and they are trying to develop a platform similar to WordPress that will allow independent creators to easily publish to subscription-based applications that would run in the iPad News app, the Newsstand app or section of the iTunes store. So there's a way for independent folks to kind of break into that thing. And actually, one of the founders of Six Apart, which is TypePad's roots, is behind this effort. So there's some real independent love going on here. Natalie Podrzik is behind it, along with, I believe, her co-founders in there too. So they're trying to build a new platform to make doing subscriptions easier. So for Tim, subscriptions, is this a means of revenue, and how do we make it work?
Sure. It's simple economics. When you look at what people are paying for on the internet, it comes down to, are they able to get it someplace else for free? I mean, it's like water. There's water everywhere, and until somebody makes you think that you can't drink your water right out of the tap, this is right out of the tap, not out of a bottle, but
wow, Tim, living dangerously in Los Angeles.
See, there you go. You're conditioned to think that the water that comes out of the tap is bad, so you buy bottled water. And if somebody gets it to the point where the water is so bad that you're willing to pay for it, then there's a business model there. You've created supply and demand. You've created scarcity. And if you're looking for news stories, you can find them pretty easily by setting up a Google Reader and aggregating RSS feeds and reading that yourself. You can do it on Flipboard. I mean, the Daily was a really, really elegant app. It was gorgeous. It was so beautiful. But the news that was there was kind of like Fox News Lite. It was very right-leaning, and there's a market for that, but you can get it for free. So why are you going to pay for it? So if you're thinking of a subscription model, you need to create content that is hard to find and that people want, or you need to create a need for them to want it. It needs to give them some advantage, and you've got to be able to make them think that any place else that they would get it would be bad in some way. I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of the way it works.
One thing that I found, and this is my own personal habits here, is I am a subscriber to Wired magazine on my iPad, and it's kind of odd because everything Wired does and is always done is free for the taking on their
Right.
site. But I found that experience to be worth the money, mainly because I'm a fan of the publication and been reading it since I was, for the last 18 years or so. But I kind of like that experience of having it contained and packaged in a way that really fits that screen quite well, and it becomes like my standard reading on an airplane.
Well, now
That's what
here's an interesting thing. There are about 10 to 20 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer, when there's a huge advantage to having the print magazine of Wired as opposed to the app. And that's the 10 to 20 minutes that you're not allowed to have your electronic device on during takeoff.
That's right.
So again, it boils down to supply and demand. How good is that app going to do you if it's on a device that you can't use for some reason? You're out of electricity or whatever. But
there's always SkyMall.
There's always SkyMall. And eventually you're tired of SkyMall.
That's right.
So I think you need to think about those opportunities that present themselves and what can you do to get your content out there to people when it's the appropriate time for them to consume it.
Well, I think that Virgin America actually does a really good job with this, with their back of the seat players, and when they have a captive audience, they'll actually play a couple of commercials now for their partners before actually taking off. And I think that they do a really good job of, because you are sitting there and there's nothing else you can do. So
I was on a Delta flight with the same thing, and I'm thinking, why is my freaking ticket so expensive if they're going to subject me to this advertising? I want to get something for my attention. One other thing, Tim, is there's a site that I'm partnered with for our independent media network here in Connecticut called CT News Junkie, and they're a political site that covers state politics in Connecticut. And
can you get that information anywhere else?
You can get it on the web right now. That's it.
And but from them or from somebody else?
Oh no, I mean from them. The only place to get their stuff is there, and they often find a lot of things at the Capitol that people miss. So
that sounds like a potential for subscription.
And what they do now is they have a voluntary subscription thing. So they ask people that are
right
fans of the site, and that's actually become a pretty significant revenue source for them, and they're getting nothing really for the money. The subscribers aren't, other than the fact that they're supporting the site and keeping it running. And
right.
This might be a way to convert some of those donors into iPad readers, perhaps giving them the value add, because one of the things that they hear a lot is the mobile. There's not a mobile site that they can use, and they'd really like one, and that might be a way to help encourage subscriptions there. It almost seems like you really can't ask for money until you've got something that people really, really want badly, and we're seeing that with video, right? I mean,
right.
Goldie,
this week, Chill.com launched a way that you can now charge for your video. So TubeFilter had a big meetup in Hollywood this week, and Chill was the sponsor, and they've launched a new pay-to-play scenario. So if you're an independent content producer, you can sell your content through Chill. And if you haven't seen Chill's site, it's a great site for aggregating fun videos to watch. And it's a great way to share videos that you find interesting with other people, but also find great videos. And I think for some people it's going to be a really valuable tool. But again, you've got to have something that people want and something that people want to share, or you have to have a marketing budget.
Right. And to some degree, you may have to just give it away for free for a while to build up that audience, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I recommend when I talk to people about doing ebooks is do a paid ebook. Get that ebook out, figure out what all the problems are, get it working the way that you want to work it, and then put out a second ebook for free. And have that second ebook promote your paid ebook. And make the free ebook shorter, but make it have value and make it be interesting and have it drive traffic, because you can't take out an ad on the iTunes iBook store. And the only way to drive traffic is to give away free content.
So it's kind of like the drug pusher concept.
Exactly.
Start free and work your way up.
Supply and demand.
Demand. So that can work. And Goldie, do you envision down the road for something like Cost of Capital to have a subscription model around that?
We were actually originally thinking about the subscription model when we started. I think I think it's just very, it's one of those decisions where you have a lot of other factors that comes into play, and
Right.
then you have to make that decision. But I think that the subscription model can be very powerful. I know that I'm back in Silicon Valley, and I know that that's something that people have been very interested in exploring with startups, is how can you get people to subscribe to things like buying a packet of shirts. You know, if you're a guy, buying a packet of t-shirts that come every month and you don't necessarily know what they are, but then they'll send it to you. Or for women, for shoes and handbags. So I
Or
imagine
that guy that sells the razors, right?
or the guy that sells the razors, that's amazingly viral video. I just think that for video content, that there's certainly a place for it. But like Tim, there's a place for it, but it's not for everyone.
So, as always, there are no easy answers to getting this stuff working. And it seems like it always revolves around starting from scratch. If you're starting from scratch, you probably have to give it away for free to build that audience up and then move it from there. I mean, if you're someone like Louis C.K., who's got an audience already, you know, people beg you to take their money.
Yeah,
not
but,
a problem.
but don't give it away for free until you have your cash register set up. You know, you don't want to give away. You don't want to build a store giving away free ice cream 24 hours a day. It's okay to give out free samples, but make sure that if somebody likes your free samples, there's a way they can buy more.
So that is the sage advice of the day: is be ready to take the money when they're willing to hand it over, because if you don't have a way to take the money, you're not going to get the money. So it's sage advice. Very well timed. That was excellent. So, well, that will do it for this week on Behind the Video. Goldie, where can people find you and all of your creations?
You know, people can always find me on the Twitterverse at Goldie Chan, or at my show's Twitter handle at Cost of Capital TV.
Excellent. And Tim?
At 1 Tim Street on Twitter.
And this is Lon Seidman. You can find us live now on our new website, behindthevideo.com. It's there. It works. And we have a Facebook page, so you can find us there. And Behind the Video on Facebook, just look it up. And you can find us, me, at LONSEIDMAN on Twitter, or LONSEIDMAN.com, which will link to all the stuff that I'm trying to get done. But that'll do it for this week. This show is a wrap. Thanks for watching and listening. Stories for this episode were compiled by producer Jason Perrier. Follow him on Twitter at JASONPERRIER. Behind the Video is a production of Ape Digital Incorporated and the Independent Media Network, LLC. All rights reserved.